going live is better than not at all. Don't like my pixelization. This is how I actually look in person. I'm not, there's no hard lines whatsoever.
Well, I would love to meet you in person then.
I wonder if I could make that a costume. All right. Hello, everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Jenna Apgar, and I am here with Mitch, and he is kind of, what did you say your thing was? Like giveaway? You have a little tagline. My
website is Giveaway Rocket.
Giveaway Rocket, but what would you call yourself? Like your little nickname? You have a nickname?
Planet Mitch?
Planet Mitch. I knew there was one. I just couldn't remember it. All right. And today we're going to look at building out a strategy, a marketing strategy specific to a giveaway, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you sent me something. What did you send me?
I sent you a discussion, an image from a tool called Market Plan. It's a little small on my screen, but oh, boom. Suddenly it's big. Can I drag that around, or is that's you?
No, I have to do it mine. Right. So if you tell me where to start, I'll go there. I've got big or little. Let's see if I can get as big as possible.
Well, I think little is fine. Because if we try to zoom in too much, it's concepts here. We'll talk about concepts.
Okay.
And so what we're going to go through is a whole lot of ideas about where you want to go with this marketing process. But I feel like it's best if we start with an overall view of how a contest works, right?
Okay.
For those of you tuning in, I use contest and giveaway in a synonymous way. Just to be clear, in the United States, a contest is legally defined as something that is judged by somebody. Is
it really? Because
yes.
I think that was another reason I shied away from some of the contests, were all the rules, and you could even dip into gambling depending on how you did it.
Correct. You have to be careful. So, and that's why I kind of get frustrated, because when I talk to people over in every other country of the world, a contest means like win a new iPad, right? It's a single prize or multiple prize, but one or a few people win, but a whole lot of people enter.
Okay.
We call that, legally, the definition is a giveaway or a sweepstakes. Those two words kind of mean the same thing in the United States. And a contest is something that is judged, right? So a game of skill, a photography contest where everybody submits a bunch of images and somebody decides who the winner is. Okay. But I use the word contest because the rest of the world knows. So I use them synonymously. So we're talking about a situation where we're going to get into a little bit more fine definitions, but we're talking about theoretically giving away something to one or multiple people, but we're asking a whole bunch of people to enter for a chance to win those things. Okay. Now, the second word that I want to define is referral. And we all know about referral programs. Like if you go back to Dropbox, right? The Dropbox example is that when you signed up to Dropbox, you got X number of gigabytes of space. If you got people to sign up underneath your unique URL, then you got a reward of additional space, right?
Okay, makes sense.
You remember that?
No, they did. It was amazing. That campaign is what made Dropbox what it is and what we know it today.
Right. And so, but that in terms of what we're going to talk about, the referral is that kind of a program, right? And the back end of that is a reward. Now, maybe not everybody gets that reward, but so referral comes with a reward. Now, if we look at the diagram that we have, what we have in the middle is sort of two pages. We have a landing page just to your left of your cursor. I see. Okay, that helps. And we have a landing page or a lead page where the user is going to give us their name and their email address at typically a minimum. That's tea again, aren't you? Are you having tea? Is it good tea today?
Cappuccino today.
Okay.
And it's delicious.
So, I mean, theoretically, the minimum that has to be on that page is just an email address, right? Because what we're talking about is building an email address list. Could have a first name. It could have some additional fields on it. But the people that come in, and the tool market plan has this thing set up where on the left you have visitors that come in. So you can, market plan has going to have the ability to track live. So you theoretically can find all the visitors, what the conversion rate is, what the sales numbers are, and that kind of stuff. All right. But so they come into the lead page. The lead page says, enter to win this iPad. And I keep using an iPad. It's a horrible example, but everybody understands that product, right? So in order to enter, you have to give me your email address, and then you click the opt-in button, and then you become a lead to us, right, in our process. Then, if you slide over a little bit, what they are presented is the share page. Now, the share page is going to have call to action, and it's going to have multiple calls to action, things for them to do in order for them to earn additional chances to win the prize. Does it make sense so far? Now, if some of the tools, UpViral included, has something called a custom action. So you can say, if you go visit my member page, I'll give you 20 additional chances to win the big iPad or whatever. You can send them to a download. You say, if you download this thing, I'll give you 5 additional chances to win. So there's all kinds of things in this custom action capability where we can incentivize people to do stuff. All right. So jump on my calendar, go to my sales page. You can sort of say, if you buy something, I've seen giveaways where you send them to your sales page and you say, if you buy XYZ, then we'll give you 1,000 chances in the giveaway. You know, some big number, right? Because you want to incentivize purchases, right? You with me so far? So,
how much does an iPad cost?
It's not the right prize.
Ah, okay.
It's not the right prize. Now, why did you go away from my page?
Oh, sorry. I was looking up iPad cost. I have shiny object.
Stop it, Jenna. Stop it. So if you'll go back up, either zoom out for me or go back to the top. So on the share page, so we've looked at the custom actions on the right side.
Okay.
That loop that goes up to the top, right? So on the sharing
right
page,
here?
Correct. That other actions that are on that sharing page are share this on Facebook, share this on Twitter, share this on blah, 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 social media.
Exactly. So that was one of the things that as a business owner, I didn't care.
But this is exactly why you do care, which is why you have me on this call. I'm interested
with that whole right column. That really got my attention.
Yes, of course it does. But in those cases, let me finish going through this and I'll explain the difference, right? In this loop at the top, what that basically is what we often call a viral loop, because once you share on those social media, those people come into the front end of the process, right? Now, the thing that I didn't describe was that little purple box on the left is paid traffic. It could be free traffic, but those are the things that
traffic
are right. There's a whole ton of ways of getting people into your lead page, right? You could pay for them. You can get free ones. You could get a friend to send it to their list, blah, 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of different ways of getting people in the front end. But what you're really hoping to do is to encourage that viral loop that comes in where the people, and we talked about this yesterday, the people that enter your contest, you want them to bring on their friends. You want them to say, hey, Betty Lou, hey, Jane, come enter this because Jenna's got this great thing that you really need to have, and you could win it, right? So those are the free leads that we really want. That entire upper section is where the money comes. Now, that section on the far right that we looked at with the custom actions, those are enticing. Those are enticing things for, we want people to go do specific things. For example, go visit our sales page so they learn more about the product.
Mm-hmm.
But those functions, I have to calm myself and take a breath because I get so excited about this. Those functions don't do anything for the viral loop, right? Those functions are good.
They die. As
education, as purchase, as getting people excited about our stuff, but they're not bringing on additional buyer or additional people into the contest. Does it make sense?
That makes sense.
So that's why there's two parts of that chart. Now, the bottom part is simply that they get added to the autoresponder, and you're going to send them into the sales page eventually, right? There's a whole part of the flow. I mean, I'm not describing every part of your business.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But that little bottom section is the implication that you're going to send people to the list, on the list, to your sales page. You're going to send them offers. You're going to get them to be buyers. You're going to have a conversation with them, all kinds of stuff to nurture them. And that's what that little bottom piece is. But you can have a custom action that sends them to your sales page. Okay, so I'm trying to get you the overall process flow of how this is going to work.
Can I ask you a question about the autoresponder sequence?
No. Yes, ma'am. Don't frown.
Can you redirect them back to the share page?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And yes, during the contest, we want to send people back to the share page. We want to get them to share it multiple times. So yes.
Very cool.
I didn't draw that little diagram in there, in that little line, but yes,
it can't all be perfect.
No, well, but I have like 10 of these diagrams that inside my training, I'm teaching people how to do different nuances, different ways of doing specific things. And I can't include them all in one diagram because then it would be massive.
Oh, no. Like, yeah, obviously you've got to have several Correct. Diagrams. But I think this one works really well as I look over it to give the general emphasis of kind of how it works.
Correct.
And as I mentioned, this far column, like the ability to download something, I mean, that's an easy one for me. Like we're talking, I don't know how many templates I have, but I know I have over 100 templates, easy. And any one of those you add a few pages on the PDF and it now becomes a piece of sales material, right?
Correct.
The members page, is that like selling a membership? Is this a free membership? Like I saw, what company? Some company out of like, I don't know, one of the Asian countries, I just don't remember which one, that they offered free memberships. So the same thing that, like, let's say Digital Marketer might offer, they offered for free. Now, not the same quality, obviously, but by offering the free training and have it be so extensive, what they really were is affiliates, but it killed it in membership.
Yeah.
I'm assuming calendar is, go ahead.
You can do any kind of thing with that membership. I mean, it could be a paid membership. It could be a free section of your, I mean, I have my membership set up with, there's a free side and there's a couple of free courses. And then there's going to be paid stuff, right? That's where I'm going to make my money. So if I get you into my free side, then theoretically, eventually I'm going to sell you, right? There's all kinds of things. The calendar could be, get on my schedule for a 15-minute, 30-minute free strategy session. You know, if you're doing consulting or something like that, that could be something. Now, virtually anything you want could be over here on this right side. I just threw out 4 examples. You could have.
No, I love them. You have my undivided attention with that now.
I mean, just about anything that you can think of on that right-hand side is a custom action that you can reward people for. You can add them to your messenger, right? Add them to your, get them on Facebook. So then you can ping them on Facebook and say, hey, the giveaway is still going on. Are you in? Have you shared the thing again? And all kinds of, so there's just about anything that your brain can think of that is a clickable link can be a custom action.
Nice.
So you can reward them to go to your homepage. You can reward them to go to your Instagram. You can reward them for going to Betty Lou's homepage if Betty Lou is somebody that's partnered with you or something. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do there. And you'll get used to Betty Lou. She's my best friend. I've never met her before.
Betty Lou?
Betty Lou.
Oh, she was my best friend first.
Oh, no. Come on. You can't steal my best friend. All right.
I have to find a new best friend. You're it.
Yes. So now that you understand how the processes work a bit, I mean, that's, again, not every detail, then we can start diving into how we're going to structure this. Now, the other day, we talked about a couple of prizes that you had ideas for, right? But tell me the name of this company that you're working on.
Is this for me or?
For you, yeah. We're going to structure this giveaway for you. Which company are you going to do this for?
Ooh, you know what? Let's do this one for me. Because the other one I'm still on a non-disclosure for. Okay,
so this is Jenna's baby.
This is my baby, hyper-specific product. In fact, while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up one of my worksheets and write it out. But yeah, my baby.
Okay.
So Warfare Marketing, end goal is to sell packages of evergreen social media. So as you would know, not campaign specific, not giveaways, not holidays. One post per day on Facebook business page for an entire year at a cost of $2,400.
Cool. Can I have that?
And we'll say I have a flexibility of $400 to $800 to work with per person signed up.
To explain to me what you mean by flexibility. I'm writing notes. I'm sorry.
I've made that process so efficient that either A, I can offer that as a commission if somebody's like going out and building those leads cold for me. I can use that as an incentive. So one of the incentives that we offered as an example with the launch in Kyvio, I don't know, back in October that did pretty well was we added TNC tickets, right?
Yeah.
So if the normal package is just straight $2,400, if I'm going to do it in a campaign sense of the matter, I have one, flexibility with ads, right? Paid ads if it's going to work. The second one is making the offer juicier if they come in during the campaign. So, tickets to TNC, it's a little late and the ticket price would be too high. But, like I said, what about if it was...
So you're saying that $400 to $800 you could add in stuff to the price?
I could add in stuff.
All right. Okay. I understand now.
And I know I have a friend like bringing him out to the office. We have an office with full training. I've got my co-host with Double Funnel TV, Scott Schilling. He's got things that I can easily add, like $500 travel credits. Travel clubs for a year.
Okay, let's slow down.
Different bonuses are fun.
Let's slow down a little bit. All right.
Don't go slow. If my brain gets going, if the wheels start turning.
I know, and that's okay. That's okay. Because what you're talking about is some good stuff there in terms of partnerships, but we're not really at that level yet.
Okay. I get it.
Because, all right, you've brought it up. So, in what we can do in terms of thinking about this prize is to find other partners to beef the prize package up, right? So if you have Betty Lou who has a product that she's got a big list and she wants to grow her list too, you say, well, okay, the grand prize is Jenna's package and Betty Lou's package, or Jenna's package is the grand prize and Betty Lou's prize is a second prize. I mean, there's a whole bunch of flexibility that you can do there. And the key there with partnerships is that gives you both a bigger place to start, right? Because your first traffic source is going to be your existing list. Those people are your biggest fans at this point, right?
Yes.
Theoretically, you're going to get them all excited about this, and you're going to send them through the process, and they're going to go, well, I want to win that new freaking thing that Jenna's offering. Oh, well, there's a Betty Lou thing too. Well, holy cow, let me share that with X, Y, and Z. That's where the viral loop part comes in again.
Okay.
Now, so let's slow down just a hair in that I want to make sure that does this prize encourage people, if we're offering this prize, this $2,400 package.
No, I didn't say that was the prize. I said ultimately that is the goal to what I want to sell.
Oh, that's what you, all right. Thank you. I'm sorry, you're right. End goal is to sell. I even wrote it down.
And I know as a sharing opportunity, and this came straight from Billy Gina's marketing out of his mouth, and I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. As something that I can give away if they share it, or I would probably say get someone else to sign up, not just to share, but actually get someone else into the contest or giveaway or whatever it is, would be managing their social media for so many days for free.
All right. So
am I making your life complicated?
No. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where we're going. From yesterday, you said that you know exactly who your avatar is, right? Somebody that wants to buy this package. Ones
that I would really like, and that I already have I don't know if you've seen it. I'm trying to decide if I want to do some more editing or not. It is an advertisement that is specifically targeting other marketers. More specifically, other marketers who are not managing their online presence themselves. So even if they're doing social media, they're not actively, they can offer it as a service and then they don't post on their own wall. Right. So the advertisement actually pokes fun at that person and calls them a hypocrite. But I'm going to dress smiling, so it's okay.
Is that the one that I saw on your, where you're in the Game of Thrones costume?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do some more editing based on recommendations, or if I just want to get it started and going.
Are there, so you're after other marketers? Huh?
I'm after other marketers.
Who are you waving at? Me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say his name. You started talking. Hi, Jeremy. Wanted to say hi.
Oh. I mean, that's your target market, is other marketers.
For this program, because I think it gives me a lot of leeway, because at that point, I can offer them a sweet commission too, to offer it to their clients as almost like white label, and they get to take the commission from it and not have to actually do it. And the other one is they're just easy. They're good clients. They understand the concepts. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing themselves. They're too busy. If you're a bricklayer all day, the last thing you want to do is come home and build a brick wall, right?
Yes.
If you're a chef, the last thing you want to do, what did one of those famous, like Ramsey, he was asking, somebody asked him, what's your favorite meal? And he's like, the one I don't have to cook. Yep. So if you market all day or you do social posts for everyone else all day, the last thing you want to do is for yourself.
So that's actually the pain points that I wanted to get to. Do we have a time limit, by the way?
No, keep on going.
Okay. Because one of the things we want to address when we create our landing page is the pain points. So it's good that we're talking about those things, because it helps us to refine exactly what the prizes could be in order to attract those people, right?
Okay.
And so we're already on that right path.
You sound frustrated. We haven't even got started yet.
No, I'm not frustrated. I get excited and I have to teach myself to breathe. So what you're after, in terms of, I have 3 questions kind of what's the most important thing? Gathering targeted leads, getting referrals, or brand awareness?
I don't need brand awareness.
Okay.
And you said targeted leads and referrals?
Right. Which could kind of sort of be the same thing, right?
That kind of seems like the same thing.
Okay. So the answer is you want targeted leads to come into your business. So
I'm going to say targeted leads.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm working from is kind of a prototype, kind of a worksheet like you have. Because I typically ask these questions to a new client, but I've never sat down and created a worksheet to go through, right? And so I'm kind of crafting this kind of thing as we go. The next thing I was going to ask you about was pain points. We already did that. Mm-hmm. Do you know where these people hang out? Traffic and Conversion Summit.
So we have the goal, targeted leads. The avatar is other marketers.
Right.
And then your question was, where do they hang out?
Yes. In terms of what we're going to try to figure out where to put our messages for traffic. Right.
Where do they hang out? So Digital Marketer Lab, in that they hang out a ton in Facebook groups. I can always find them on LinkedIn. Now, I would never run an ad on LinkedIn. I'd run posts.
Right.
And there's some trickery where you can come in there and pull their information off of LinkedIn and put it in my CRM and Active Campaign. And Active Campaign will actually add them to a custom audience in a Facebook ad.
Right.
So I can have a semi-customized cold traffic campaign on Facebook where I can't necessarily call them out as marketers in Facebook's campaign. DMing days, there you go. It's true. It's true, Jeremy. I can find them.
Okay, good. Time frame. When do you? What kind of time frame are we looking at? Do you have to start this like next week, or do we have a couple of weeks to build excitement?
Build excitement. Okay, yes. Give me the 2 options. What happens? What am I fear of missing out on if I try to run it next week?
Building up excitement and getting people. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine. One is an art. He sells, and it sounds bad, but that's the only way I know to talk about it. Is the adult drawing kits, and it's not porn stuff. It's just people that like to, the
grown-up coloring books.
Yes, thank you. He's in that market.
Moms love those things.
He's in that market, and he wanted to do a giveaway to build his list. And so what he did was he went into several Facebook groups where people that are doing that kind of art hang out, and he started answering questions. And for 2.5, 3 months, he answered people's questions, and he became an authority in the group. 2 weeks before the launch of his giveaway, he said, by the way, I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to be giving something cool away coming up in a couple of weeks. Pay attention, kind of thing. So he built up anticipation for the giveaway ahead of time. So that's why I'm asking kind of where these people hang out and how much time you have, because if there's a chance that you can get people excited in advance, in his case, he gave away a $300 pencil kit, one of them, and got over 100,000 leads because it was a massive group. and they were really excited about his stuff, and he had built up the authority. Now, if if the people don't know you in a group and you suddenly are throwing up this giveaway, people are going to go, it's a trust factor, right? So if I know plenty of people know you've built up authority in places where you hang out, and so that's good for you. If you have time, then maybe we could start the giveaway 2 weeks, a month, 3 weeks out, something. I didn't sense that you were in a hurry, but I know you're excited and you want to get things done right now. But
I'm trying to think.
Sometimes building up excitement ahead of time makes it more exciting and builds a bigger list.
Give me an example of how you. Okay, so you're saying he needed to create authority in the Facebook groups or the group that they're hanging out in?
Yes.
What if you already have that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You do. If you're in a, I mean, and it can depend on the group too. I mean, if some groups don't like promotion at all, right? So theoretically, you couldn't even post the giveaway in the group. So it kind of depends on the group itself. Right?
Yeah.
Or if you're the owner of if you know the owner of the group, and the owner of the group is periodically okay with promotion, or especially if it's a giveaway that applies to the people in the group, right? If you get he or she to do the offer of the giveaway when it's time to launch, what you do is you get them to register, and then they post their unique link. If we go back to that diagram with I like to draw this air thing with the viral loop, right? That has a unique link to it, so that everybody that comes in specifically gets tagged to you, and you get points for when you bring people on, right?
Okay.
And so if you go to the owner of a Facebook group and say, I'm going to be doing this giveaway, but I'm willing to give you all of the bonus chances to win, then they're more willing to share it in the group, right? Potentially. Or they may just say, Jenna, I don't care. I love you a lot. Go do it. Or they may say, we don't want promotion like that, because as soon as I let you do it, then everybody else is going to do it. So,
right.
It all depends. But you could share it on your Facebook wall. You can share it in LinkedIn. You can share it in Instagram if you want to go through that trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all kind of places, especially if you already have authority. So the question of timing simply was, do you want to try to build up anticipation? If not, then you can launch it next week. It just all depends. And you don't have to decide right this second.
Okay. Let's assume that we have at least 2 weeks.
Okay. And the other thing is asking the where do they hang out question is, all of those things theoretically are free traffic. Now, of course, you can do paid Facebook ads if you want to, but the more places that you can get people excited about the giveaway, the more places that you can share it that are free to you, like your LinkedIn wall, LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups that allow it, that kind of stuff, then you're not paying for that traffic, right?
That's true.
So that's kind of one of the reasons why I like to talk about with new clients the potential for building up this anticipation, because the more anticipation you can build and get people excited, that's more free traffic than just going, okay, I'm going to spend money on Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever.
Okay.
So I'd like to try to find free traffic, which is, so putting in your head places that you can think of before the campaign launches as to where you can share it once we do. Because that's all going to bring free traffic to you.
Okay.
All right. Now, we talked about partnerships. Partnerships are another fantastic way of making your campaign bigger. Right? We haven't decided yet what the prize package is or anything yet. We haven't narrowed any of that stuff down. But when you start thinking about potential prizes, one of the things that we toyed with last time we talked yesterday was the idea of if I get, all right, so Betty, let's say we got to use somebody. No, she's already going to be give us a prize. Let's say Jane enters your contest, and you say, "All right, Jane, if you get 5 people to sign up, I'm going to give you one of those templates that we talked about. It's got a value of $49, right?"
Okay.
So there are things called rewards that you can offer people if they get a certain number of basically points, or a number of people to come into the contest.
Okay.
So in terms of thinking about things that we can offer, we have prizes, the big prize. We have potentially 2nd, 3rd, 4th place prizes. We have rewards. So there's if you achieve a certain number of points, then you get this XYZ thing. All of those are designed to encourage people to share, right? Which is what we said was where the free money comes in, the free leads comes in from enticing people to share, that whole viral loop process. I just thought of something that I wanted to say, and poof, it's gone. Rewards, points. Oh, now the third thing that we want to think about in this, mulling over prizes and stuff.
Okay.
Let's suppose that you have a $400 widget that's going to be our grand prize, and we haven't talked about what all those things are. Typically, there is. I'm going to back up a second. Let's suppose that you have a $400 prize. Okay. And you put up a contest that says, enter to win our $400 widget. And it's a really exciting thing, and you can get people to come in and enter that. What's the biggest hurdle that Jenna now has to get people to enter that contest?
If we already have the widget, traffic.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that question. I'm not saying it in the way I want to get an answer. We want people to share it, right? We have this viral loop process. What's the biggest hurdle to getting people to share that prize?
They don't want their friends to see it.
Yes, thank you. 2 points for Jenna. I've surveyed people who enter contests, and that's the biggest hurdle. They don't want anybody else to know about it because they want the prize pool, the number of people entered in the contest, to be as small as possible, right? Jane, who just entered the contest, only wants Jane to be in there. Jane wants to win the thing. She doesn't want Betty Lou and all of her friends to come in.
This is very true. You're diluting the pool.
That's correct. So you don't want to dilute the pool. Jane doesn't want to dilute the pool, but we do, right? We freaking want as many people in that pool as possible. That's the whole goal for us. So we have to break this hurdle. And this is where most contests, and I'm looking at you down on the screen as opposed to looking at you up here. This is where most people fail because they don't understand this part of the process, because they don't realize that nobody wants to share their freaking contest because they want to be the only person in. And so what we have to do is we have to break that curse by incentivizing them with big enough incentives to get them sharing. Now, so what I started to say before was, let's suppose we have a $400 prize, and I hold up 3. Brilliant.
Okay.
3. One of the ways that we are encouraging people to share is to say, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to give away 2 prizes, and they're going to be the same prize. So we're going to give away 2 $400 widgets. And let me phrase it differently. If your friend wins, then you win too. So you're doubling your chances of winning the prize if you get somebody to join. If you get 2 people to answer, right? Yes, Jeremy, we get a bonus entry by sharing it. We haven't really talked about those points yet, but exactly correct. That's one way we get people to share it, by giving them extra entries. But if we do this 2-prize offer opportunity, then if Jane shares it and her friend Betty Lou wins, then Jane wins the same thing. So it lessens the curse of bringing people in. Does it make sense?
Huh. It does. You now have to provide 2 prizes, but you've now overturned the largest objection.
That's
slick.
That's one way of doing it. Yes. Now, I did not invent that. Okay, it's not my invention. But there's a third way. All right. So what we've talked about typically in terms of doing these contests is that what we've said is that we're going to give away that $400 widget. Why do I keep throwing up 3? $400 widget as a random draw, right? So you have equally number of the chances to win as Jane does, or Betty Lou, or whomever is entered, right? And until they start getting extra chances to win.
Okay.
There's another way of doing a contest, and that's the most points. Whoever gets the most points wins a prize. Now, there's problems with that because there's a vast majority of people who say, I don't have enough friends. If I share it socially, I've got 3 friends on Facebook. I'm never going to freaking win because I'm never going to be that person that has the most number of points. So I'm not going to even try, right?
Okay.
So the first prize, the grand prize in my book, is never a most points thing. So what we end up doing, if it's feasible, is we offer 3 prizes. And this is where I keep throwing up the 3. If you have one prize that is a most points wins, one prize that is a random draw, and the third prize is whoever sent in the middle prize winner, then you've got 3 prizes. You've broken the curse. You're enticing people that have a large audience to share, and to share often, because they want to win based on points. And the key to this whole thing is that the prizes don't have to be $400. I know a friend that is doing a survival niche, and they're offering a frickin' $49 halogen flashlight as their prize. And people in the survival niche are eating it up like crazy. And there are even some people that are moms and pops that just like flashlights that end up in potentially buying some of the survival gear, right? And so it doesn't have to be a $5,000 prize. It doesn't have to be a $400 prize. But it has to be, as we talked yesterday, something that is exciting enough for people to crawl through broken glass to win. Now, the survival people love those flashlights. They want to get that flashlight. Even though it's only $49 flashlight, they'll give up their email address and they'll share it with their friends because they want to win that freaking flashlight. So it's all about the offer. Does it make sense?
That makes sense.
All right. And even if there's lower priced prizes, that lowers your costs, but that means you can also offer more of them. And or if you've got your friend Betty Lou who can offer a prize, and Jeremy who can offer a prize, and what you say in the terms and conditions is that when you give us your email address, you're signing up for Jeremy's email list, Betty Lou's email list, and Jenna's email list, which can unsubscribe at any time. We're not going to force you to stay. If you don't want to be there, that's fine. Get the hell out. But that way you have a bigger prize pool. You got a bigger starting pool because you got Jeremy's list and Betty Lou's list and Jenna's list to start with, and all of the Facebook groups and LinkedIn places that they can share. Obviously, they're all similar kinds of prizes because you don't want Jeremy's flashlight in your contest where you're trying to get marketers, right?
Right. So,
but building this thing up, it just turns into a much more exciting thing, and you're going to get a lot more freaking high quality leads. Da-da-da, bing! Whew. So now that you're educated about all of those different possibilities, now we can start talking about prizes. Okay. Now, you don't have to do the 3 prize thing. We don't have to do it that way. I encourage it because I think it breaks the curse of sharing. But as Jeremy pointed out, the points that we're going to offer also kind of breaks the sharing curse, right? Because not only did they get points for sharing it on Facebook and Twitter and wherever, right? This is not the custom actions, right? 2 separate things. But if they bring, let's suppose that we'll talk about points. Let's suppose that when you sign up, when Jane signs up, she gets 1 entry.
Okay.
If she shares it on Facebook, we're going to give her 2 entries.
Well, let me ask you this, because let me switch background pages here. So I want to make it make sense, and I want it to make sense to people who might be watching this and are more familiar with my customer value journey. So the subscription here is really straightforward to me. That is them actually putting their information in for the contest, right? Yes. What is the very next most desired? What is the thing that I want them to do at that point? Share? Yes. Okay. And that is like the big thing we want. Share. Yes. That's as big, if not bigger, than actually entering. I mean, but they have to enter. No, absolutely. That is the convert stage. The subscription and subscribe stage, it's just like the ability to actually get them to take that next step, to me, that's where magic starts to happen, and even further down. And I think that's where you were kind of going, where the things they get, that's the excitement phase. So sharing the contest or taking specific actions, like that would be like visiting the pages. Correct. Okay. Now, that's less desirable to us as the business owner than the sharing. Okay, so I will put some stars over there. Okay. And then going to specific pages. And I completely understand those are less desirable. Just tossing it out there as a possibility. Sure. And then what makes them excited? So once they've shared the post, I mean, are they excited just because of the contest? Because that seems like it's a little bit of a letdown. You put your entry in and then that's it. What is the thing that you can do to excite them the most after they've done some sharing? The biggest excitement part is the 2 things. And we talked briefly about the rewards. Number 1 is winning the big prize. Number 2 is earning a reward. Okay, so that's where they have the chances to get something. That's where the excitement is. Sharing it with Betty Lou is if she gets a warm and fuzzy from sharing it with her friend, that's a little bit of excitement, but it's not as big as either winning the prize or earning a reward. Okay. I like those. And then, well, okay. May I stop you there? You said follow-up Facebook ad. Realistically, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Realistically, what we're talking about is an email sequence to get them to do more sharing. Now, you could do a Facebook ad, but that's going to cost you money. I like adding that up here too. Okay. So we'll make sure I add that up. Follow up email sequence. So the reason I put specifically a follow-up Facebook ad is I can use my email autoresponder during the campaign to automatically put those people into a Facebook ad. So they sign up and instantaneously they are taken out of any previous ad that they were getting and put into a new ad. That ad costs me nothing in the big scheme of things. Like you can put a $5 a day budget on it, and especially on the contest like this, you're not going to spend that much at all, right? Yes. But what it does do is the follow-up email sequence, anything that you're doing in a follow-up email sequence, you can follow up at the exact same time with a relevant ad. So if the email that goes out on the first day is saying one thing, then I can have an equivalent ad going out that day that says the exact same thing, and the call to action is the exact same thing. So if I want them to go back and share, the direction that the Facebook ad goes to is not to a sales page, not to anything else, but it can go back to the sharing page and kind of remind them. And I can bombard them with that, and it costs me $5 a day.
Cool. Good point.
And I can be stupid. Like if I'm going to do the thing with the like Game of Thrones, I can max out that and have like a different Game of Thrones themed ad coming at them every day.
Nice. Makes a lot of sense. See, I can learn things while I'm teaching.
That's the whole point. That is the best part of partnerships.
Yay!
Okay, so we have an Excite.
So what else do you have on your little chart?
Well, I guess I want to say at a giveaway, this is kind of where it stops, because when it comes to Ascension, that really is buying. So that would be like after the contest is won, that
Yes.
I would be then turning around with email follow-up.
Correct.
To purchase.
Also known as a nurture sequence.
Yep. Email follow-up to purchase, while we're actually selling. And then we could probably, even past that, that is the main one. I wouldn't want to put anything, that would be the first one. First offer. Let's just make it simple to read. $20,000 Facebook Evergreen product. Any upsells? If they didn't take that, probably some kind of downsell. Some kind of upsell after delivery. Advocate is getting them to see if, if they liked it or,
right.
And then promote, getting them to actively promote the next one. So I feel like the contest itself kind of stays in its first 5, and that's okay.
What?
Good to know everything equals. Hey, there's no reason to want to be everything, right? In the same way, my selling sequence, like if I build landing pages for people, landing pages don't do the first 2 stuff. I mean, I guess you can put a video in there, it does engage, but it definitely does not drive awareness.
Right.
So
in terms of promotion, though, in that upper right corner box, I mean, technically, I don't know, maybe it's a stretch, but during the campaign, people are actually promoting for you. But I don't, the sharing side of it is actually promotion.
I totally agree. If you're getting them to, I think that'd be more if you get them to come back for the next one or the next one.
Okay.
Because if they're sharing the first time, it is kind of a promote. I absolutely agree. So I'll put that up there. Sharing contest. Because that absolutely, one of the biggest reasons to have the promote box in the first place is because it lowers ad cost and effort in the awareness stage. So absolutely, if they're driving awareness for me, I'll call that promotion.
Okay, good. So we're at the point where we've defined the target audience. We know what we're trying to get them to buy in the long run. Jenna can think about partners to come in for prizes, but we're basically at the, let's really talk about the prize section in terms of the process. Make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
You now
I think
know
that's where the tricky stuff is.
Right. You now know that we could offer multiple prizes for multiple participants. We can offer rewards, so we can have some low-cost prizes, products that we could Again, we want them to be digital, right? Because we don't want to have any cost in order to deliver those things. I mean, I've heard about people doing, well, let's offer, you know, T-shirts and stuff, and I'm like, no, you don't want to have to deliver those unless there's something to get you into a store. Now, in your particular case, you don't have a physical brick and mortar store, so we can't go there. For this business, I
have an actual agency office with 2,000 square feet, a stage, 24 seats for training.
Okay. Then you could theoretically offer T-shirts or something, you know, some kind of thing that they could only pick up. Now, that doesn't do me any good because I'm in St. Louis, right? So I wouldn't be excited by that unless that prize involved a trip so you're going to pay for. But I doubt you're planning on doing that.
Trip to Dallas, Texas to meet Jenna. That's your prize.
That's a great prize. I'd do that. So other things, I don't know whether you want to put this on there anywhere, but we need a bucket kind of to start listing the prizes that you could offer.
Boom.
Whether they are the grand prize. Oh, there it is. Whether it's the grand prize or rewards for signing up or 50% off. We talked about that yesterday. You know, 40% if you make X number of people sign up, blah, blah, blah. So this is where Jenna has to start brainstorming because I can't define those prizes for you. I've given you some outlines.
Here's the biggest one. I need good ideas for the giveaway itself because I'm the one that I'm like, let's just do a MacBook.
No.
Go big or go home. But I know everyone tells me that's terrible.
It's a great prize. I would sign up. I signed up for this guy was giving away one of the iMac Pros, $5,000 iMac Pro. And he was a fool because he's done nothing with that list. Yeah, I signed up, but I don't care about what his business is. Anyway, I know that you love that MacBook, but what you want to do is you want to offer something. I mean, your end goal is to sell this Facebook Evergreen one post a day for a year. It's a $2,400 value. Is there some subset of that? Do you have anything you do in your business that you could offer? You talked about
I could build a complete website, including the domain, the blog, and the funnel structure. And run it for 1 year.
What? So who does that appeal to? Is that appealing?
Every business owner, but
I've already got one, Jenna. I've already got a website. Okay.
Do you have a funnel? Is that different?
My funnels are all giveaways. So I have a 2-page funnel. Yes. And I'm starting to do webinars and all that kind of stuff to teach people how to do this. But in terms of your target audience, if you're looking for the evergreen Facebook people, you mentioned managing the social media for a month or two or something. To me, that sounds like more of a prize that appeals to what your end target is for your $240, $2,400 product.
So would the big one just be me, the same thing, managing? And this is what I've heard. If you're trying to sell something, you don't want that to be the prize. Is that true or not true?
Yes and no.
Okay.
It's a depends thing. And I'm not talking about the adult diapers. It's, I know examples where a friend of mine gave away a $495 software tool that he was developing.
Okay.
Absolutely killed his sales for the 3-4 weeks because everybody thought to themselves, I'm going to win. I don't need to buy it. Right.
Yeah. I don't want to do that.
I think we talked about this yesterday. Maybe that was somebody else I was talking to, but you can say, if you happen to own the product, or if you buy it today and then win it, we'll refund your money and potentially maybe give them something else in return, right? So it depends upon how you want to do it, but you can definitely say, if you are the winner, we will refund your money if you already own it. Or, but in my mind, what you're talking about is if we're talking about the managing social media for 3 months, that's not the same as the entire $2,400 package that you're talking about. And so therefore, it's not preventing me from buying your $2,400 package if I'm already in the market. Does that make sense? So you're not necessarily squishing that sale, but you're getting me more in the market, because if that interests me, and it does, because I hate doing my social media, then that would be a it's almost as sexy as a MacBook, because that frees me up. That's time, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not it. One of the other things you have to worry about with prizes sometimes is that sometimes the prize involves work, right? So maybe I have to do something, and therefore it's not as much of a prize to me if I still have to do something. So if I can hand over my social media to you, to me, that's really appealing. Now, I also realize that at the end of 3 months, I either have to start paying you to do it, or I have to take it over and do it myself again. So that could be a Debbie Downer, but it's better, I think, than a MacBook price.
Okay.
And it's what's the value of that? What would you charge me to do that?
And I don't do it for just 3 months, but if I did, it would be $750.
Okay. So if you would put that in there, so hopefully we're not giving away any industry secrets here. You don't if you decide to, but realistically, if that were to become the prize, then on the prize page, you're going to say value of $750, so people can understand what the prize is worth, right?
Sure.
So, would you be willing to do 3 of those? To do the 3 prizes of random, friend, and most points?
So what did you do? You said, what were the 3?
So the 3 is random draw.
A random draw. Okay.
The second
that's just
one.
That's like putting your hat in. You just pull out a random ticket.
Correct.
Nothing special. Okay.
The second one is your friend wins, you win too. Okay, so that's
fair.
That's the one where we're breaking the curse. And the third one is most points. Whoever gets the most points.
Okay. No, I like that.
Okay. As an FYI, since I know you love examples, I think we talked yesterday about the $2,500 Hawaii trip.
Okay.
It was a $2,500 business trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was a $10,000 business trip. We had 2,500 people enter.
Okay.
I looked at the statistics after that, and 10 people brought in 75% of all those leads because of the sharing things that we set up to try to get them incentivized, because the more times they shared, the more people they brought in, then the more chances they had to win, right?
Okay.
So a most points kind of thing, even though you may get a lot of people that don't want to enter, which is, again, why we have the 3 different prizes. Mm-hmm. But there are people that go absolutely bonkers to try to win a most points contest.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I like to include all 3, because then we're appealing to different flavors of people.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. And yes, Jeremy, did you post that again?
I just put that one back up there because we've been talking about it.
What other prizes if we got Jeremy or somebody else, I'm just picking on him because you posted his name. If you were to jump in with other people to help create a bigger prize, is there somebody that would be in this niche of going after other marketing people that if they had a prize and if they used their list and their mojo, would it complement the people if they came in where they would, or would they not be people you would be interested in having on your list? Right? Because it goes back to the critical thing of you don't want the survivalists that want to win a flashlight because they have nothing to do with your thing. You want highly targeted people. So is there a partner or partners that could offer a prize that would bring in very similar people to what you want?
I do. I have a partner who does sales consulting. I have a partner who does mindset consulting, but for business owners. I could bring in more. Necessarily wouldn't want to throw their names down so publicly. And I just being honest, right?
Yeah. We don't have to decide right now. But
I have people who have books that they would love to hand out. I've got books I can hand out. I have digital marketers HQ training that I can make available.
And we talked about that yesterday, right? So these are all things that could either be part of a prize package as a grand prize, assuming you could offer 3. Mm-hmm. Now, the 3 prizes that we talked about with the 3 different levels, they don't always have to be identical. You could have what we typically sort of do is just take that prize package and triple it. But you could have different prize packages and they may not be the same price value. It's kind of one of those things that I don't know which one works best yet because it's hard to test, right?
Right.
Because if you do a contest and unless you do the same identical contest next time, but then maybe flip the prizes around, but you go after the same audience and it's hard to know exactly whether or not a particular prize changed the way the audience perceived the campaign. And that's one other thing I want to make sure you understand is that we want to do this again and again and again. So if you're thinking about these prizes, assuming this gets buyers on the back end, right? You're going to want to do this again, just like Facebook ads.
So I think I don't know that it would be the main one that I would want to offer. I would say a custom mascot.
Cute.
Digital. Not trying to actually create a costume. And again, that kind of goes back to the social media. Whenever they have a mascot, not just their face, it makes it better for us.
Right.
Because there's like a cutesy, like the one that we're working on for another marketer right now has a cat. A minky little gray cat with a sarcastic tone.
Like this one?
Like that one with less stripe. Oh my gosh, look at those eyes.
This is my friend who's always with me when I'm online. She just hangs out.
Is that why you stand?
No. No, I stand for my health and to be able to enunciate and to breathe when I need to breathe.
Fair enough. Do you think a custom mascot would be a good giveaway?
I would love to have that. Like a little rocket?
Yeah, a little rocket or
a planet.
Trello has their little white husky, or no, white and gray husky.
I get it.
They're like sumo warrior for
AppSumo.
I forgot. AppSumo was another one. They're just so much fun to play with. And it's not too big of a deal for us to create one.
Cool. I think that's cool. I like that as an idea.
Do you make that one of the main ones? Do you make it another one?
It depends. What I'm asking, hoping you do is just brainstorm 6, 7, 8 prizes that are possibilities that you could give away either as a reward if somebody brings on 5 people into the contest, or as a main prize or a secondary prize. You know, you, like I said, they don't all have to be the big prize. Doesn't have to be. I mean, you could say, we're going to have a grand prize and we're going to offer 3 things. We're going to offer this social media package. We're going to offer a mascot, and we're going to offer this. You know, so you could bundle things as a prize. Again, with partners, you can do all kinds of things. So what, asking you to brainstorm what these are, and then over the next couple of days, you're going to think about all the things we've talked about and kind of just lay out what you think is the best set of offers, and we'll come back and talk about it, and then we'll start building the campaign. I mean, I'm advising you on what could be, and you kind of have to think about what you want to offer, what's going to bring in the right kind of people, and whether or not it's going to be expensive for you or whether it's really cheap for you. I really need to bring your face up, so I'm talking up. Because I look down and I'm like, oh, I'm talking way down there. So this is kind of brainstorming, and Jenna figures out later on exactly how it's going to work. And I'll help you with that. But this is where Jenna has to just kind of brain dump.
Brain dump. Okay. So let's say we've kind of got giveaway prizes. What about something you said, like rewarding them for sharing? Like, are those the same prizes down below, or do you have additional ones?
Those are the rewards for sharing are things that you have to be willing to give away a lot of, potentially. But people have to work for them, right? They have to work in terms of bringing in people. And therefore, those are valuable prizes, but they could be $25, $30. They could be, you could have multiple levels of these. Say you bring 3 friends on to the contest, and we don't just do onesie twosies, right? Because some people, you're going to have people that are going to say, okay, I'm going to enter my boyfriend because I know he could help me win this. And I'm going to enter my mom because I have my mom's email address. So you have to have the prize levels at least high enough that most people aren't going to.
Well, that then brings up another question. If you're adding rewards, are the leads good?
Why wouldn't they be?
So if
people cheat, right? I understand.
Yeah. Like, I don't need the mom's business. I need the marketers.
Yes, I understand. There is a risk of those people being lower quality leads in order to earn those prizes. We have no way of knowing. We have no way of guaranteeing unless we do that thing that we talked about yesterday, right? So if we go back now, there is fraud detection in UpViral, the tool that I use. There is fraud detection. So if somebody's trying to enter 5 times from the same IP address, they're going to get caught. And they're going to go into a fraud bucket. Now, if they call their mother up and say, hey, mom, and she's in a different router, right? Different house, she could get her mother to do it. But we could go back, if you want to we talked about this yesterday, about adding a field on the entry form that says, give us the name of your Facebook profile, or give us the name of your business, right? So if Jane gets her mom to enter, her mom's going to call her up and go, what do I have to put in here for the business? I don't feel like that's a good, I don't want to lie, right? So there's a little bit of a trust kind of thing that can happen there, which will cut down some of the cheating. It's not going to get rid of all of it, but there will be cheaters.
What kind of information am I going to want? Like name, email, obviously. Let's say business name. Do you ask for a phone number for follow-up?
You can do that.
Yay or nay on
it? It's going. It goes back to the question of, are you after volume of leads or are you after quality? Because if somebody asks me, Jenna, for my phone number on a contest that I'm kind of iffy about, I'm probably not going to put the phone number on because I'm afraid you're going to call me and I'm maybe not ready to do a business deal with you yet. So maybe putting the phone number is going to keep me from entering. But maybe that's what Jenna wants. Maybe Jenna only wants people that are really gutsy enough to give up their phone number. Does that make sense?
No, it does. That's why I'm asking. So I tell most of my clients, just by merely asking for it, not even requiring it, that we might be giving up 10% of the potential leads.
Correct.
And even when I do ask for it, and I get fake ones.
Sure.
I personally give fake phone numbers all the time. Like, it's almost as bad as being a girl in the bar. Whoever has my phone number minus or plus one digit, whew, I am so sorry to you in advance.
Well, believe it or not, what I find is really stupid is that people put a fake email address trying to win a contest. Now, either they're just trying to just spam me and say, you stupid idiot, why I don't want to win your thing and I'm just going to be a jerk about it. But why would somebody put a fake? Because that's my only means of contacting you, right, if you're a winner, right? So why bother even filling out the form and wasting your time? But people do it. I get the nasty words. Never mind. We don't have to go there.
It's all good. I get it.
What I really wish is that, and I've talked to Wilco, the owner of UpViral. I'm like, you can filter out some of that stuff. I mean, you can say, if it says Joe at f.u, whatever, cuss word, you can filter those out. I know you could write just a little routine to filter out some of that, or aaa.com. There's not a valid anyway. So anyway, some of those things could be cut down. But there is, like I said, there is some fraud detection based on several factors. That one doesn't happen to be in there yet, even though I've begged for it. So the brainstorming of the prizes is the last thing we're going to do today.
Okay.
I mean, no offense, but we've gone an hour and a half already.
It's a long. I'm running out of energy.
But I told you yesterday, though, when we started talking about this, but this conversation is the hardest one, and it takes the longest because you got to do the education part. You got to do the thinking about the avatar and where you're going to potentially find those people, and the whole conversation about what to offer and what kind of prizes. And then you still have to go away and do homework because we can't possibly, sometimes we can, but I don't know that we're necessarily going to nail down every prize right now today, because you're going to go back and you're going to go, oh, I could do this, because your brain's working. So that's why we have to get back together later. And then we start working on the actual building of the contest.
That makes sense.
So that's what your homework is.
The homework is all the different opportunities.
Correct.
To fill in the blanks. And we haven't even touched on system technicalities. See all this homework?
System technicalities like what?
Like building it.
Oh, well, that's a nit. You got me, sister. I know how to do that part.
So brainstorm homework for Jenna. 1, brainstorming partners. The second one would be, I'd like to feel some engage in there. I'm not positive how to do that yet. Actual prizes, like the big ones, the reason people are going to sign up in the first place. Oops, made it blue. Maybe some of the directions to send them to, if it makes sense and it's worth losing a referral. yeah. Anyways, then excitement, how to get them to keep referring.
Right.
Then me personally work on a down sell and maybe an after sell, because that's on the marketing side and sales side. That's where you make all the money. So I guess quick question is, what is the best way to engage them? Like videos, like almost as part of traffic, to educate them on who I am or what we're doing, stuff like that. And then also, I think is advocates really in there. I'm going to skip advocation. That's kind of in there. But yeah, engaging them. So Facebook ad, is it a video? Is it one-on-one? Is it a message? It's part of like, yeah, to all of
it. Split, and this could be, I mean, again, we've talked about making sure that this works the first time, and I believe it will. The second time you do it, we're going to do some different testing. We're going to try different things. Now, we can split test on the front end. We could say have a different lead page, say a lead page that has pain points on the top and then a video and then the sign up form, right?
Okay.
But I haven't always seen that a video converts better than just a little bit of text. So it's kind of dependent on what the offer is. Because if you show the offer, you show pain points at the top and then show the offer, some people are like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm in. I don't need to watch a stinking video to tell me about what you really do and stuff. So you could have a video below it. You could have more description about what you do and why you do it. If for those people that are on the edge that go, well, I don't know who Jenna is and I don't know that I trust her, but maybe that's not something that's right at the top of the page. So
that makes sense.
And just FYI, the lead page only talks about the contest and winning the contest. It doesn't talk about all the social sharing and all that other stuff.
No. That's the thank you page on the back end.
But a lot of people get confused and they start writing out all of that junk on the front end, and it just does nothing but confuse people. So you have to be laser focused on, here's your pain, here's how I can solve it, and you can win that from me. Bingo, bango, put your name in there, baby. So that's what we want to do on the lead page.
All right. Sounds like a plan with lots of homework.
Yes. I mean, I go back to the first question when we talked the very first bit about, did you do all this kind of planning on your first couple of contests that you did? I bet the answer is no. And that's why and it's not, but Jenna, don't hide yourself. It's just that most people don't understand, right? I mean, I
get it. Like, you've just got to put your feet in the fire, right?
Correct. And I know that you didn't think we were going to spend this much time just talking about prizes and how to do all this kind of stuff. How would the IP fraud detection, Jeremy asks, make provisions for countries with dynamic IPs? It doesn't. You can't prevent all of that yet.
I didn't know certain countries, what are they, just hop IPs?
I don't understand all of that. But I do know that I gave away for Canon Rumors. We gave away a $2,500 camera, and one guy managed to get through the IP detection, and he slammed in 600 leads, and I had to go through and delete them all because they were trash. Which went back to what I was talking about with the email address. Because he was just putting in a1@gmail.com, a2@gmail.com, a3 and I'm like,
oh,
well, geez, I would think that their software would be able to detect that, right? But it doesn't. And none of the other tools do either. UpViral's fraud detection is better than anybody else's.
Who would you say UpViral's two biggest competitors are?
If you look at there's a giveaway forum on Reddit, r/giveaway. They actually have a box on the side, which is really freaking cool, that shows all of the different domains, the different tools that are being used. And Gleam.io is massive. I can never ever. Gleam.io is very simple. There's a. I always want to say Rocket Rooster, and I know it's not Rocket Rooster. It's something Rocket, and I have a mental thing about that name. I need to just put it on a post-it because whenever I ask. Now there's another tool called Viper that it has less features, but what was that?
A little Viper.
Oh, I get it. I never thought of that. Well, okay, I get it. They just added the rewards feature, so they're getting close to what UpViral can do. But they also raised their prices.
Viral Loops is the one I own.
Yes, that's another one. I don't think it's as popular as UpViral.
Obviously, they didn't run enough giveaways.
Correct. I have Viral Loops as one of those lifetime deals. I have Viper as a lifetime deal. I have UpViral as a lifetime deal.
You just got them all, man.
Well, I knew I was going to be in the business, so when those offers were up there, I took them.
That makes sense.
I was like, oh, I got to have that. Now, there's a whole bunch of others, but none of them are quite the level. Gleam is very popular. Because
Gleam was the other one I was thinking of.
It's very simple to set up, but it doesn't have the reward system in it. You can do a giveaway, and you can do the custom action stuff. So you can say, go to my website, or go subscribe on YouTube, or whatever. You can do all of those kind of things, but it doesn't have the reward system. It doesn't have the fraud detection. It doesn't have all kinds of stuff, but it's so freaking simple to set up. And that's what I've been telling the UpViral guys. I'm like, you go to their website and I can have a contest on Gleam set up within 30 minutes. And I don't know squat. I mean, if I don't know squat, but it goes back to the same problem that Jenna had when Jenna was creating her first contest. It's not going to work very well.
My first contest was created on UpViral, and I got so frustrated with it that I just stopped. And I guess I thought I bought it for a lifetime package, and then a year later they went to rebill me, and I was like, nah.
Yes. The Black Friday deal is typically just a year, which is probably where you got it. It was a Black Friday deal.
That's possible.
Anyway, we digress.
We do.
And it's all Jeremy's fault.
It's all. That was a good question though for Jamie.
I
like that. I did not even know that was a thing. I don't know why they do it, but it sounds cool.
Yes. I mean, there are.
Cool. We'll wrap up.
All right.
I'll get to do some homework.
Yes. Poor thing.
Let's see. Agenda. We'll just wrap it up there. It won't let me. Oh, there it goes. Well, very cool. So I'll wrap that up. I'll think of some partners. I think as soon as I think of partners, that will immediately take some of the edge off coming up with some of the prizes.
Yes. I'm sorry you have to do homework. I'm so sorry. All right. It's great talking to you, though. I love talking to you. You're fun.
Thanks for all the information, and I think that's helpful. And then when I finish homework, I'll come back.
Okay. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye, Mitch. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys and gals.
Guys and gals.